What it do, fam?
What it do?
Your boys are back with Home Abroad Podcast.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so
I think this is our third episode.
man, we've been slacking on this one, but hey,
Third episode.
we're back. So let's get to it.
So today we want to discuss the market, the stock market.
Out of everybody in the market, I'm not sure. I'm sure a lot of you are involved in the market somehow. I'm hoping you are.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about our journey in the market and the lessons we've learned over time. I know some of y'all have learned lessons too, so we'd like to hear you guys' opinions too in the comments. So if we talk about something that's affected you, so let us know in the comments. But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, especially in 2020, I feel like a lot of people really got into the stock market.
Yeah, I think it got very popularized in 2020 and onwards, right? So a lot of people are participating in the market, and so we just wanted to talk about our journey, the lessons we've learned, some do's and don'ts we've come to see.
Because we've learned a lot.
Believe me.
Up and down.
Yeah,
we've been here,
so
we've been there.
We got in the market roughly around the beginning of 2020, late 2019, early 2020, like right before that crash came in.
I think it was March time.
Yeah, for me, I had started with messing around with Robinhood like end of 2019, right before the market crashed, and then like around February, that's when the market started going down, right? So that's when I started my journey. I don't know about y'all, but I think
we really picked up the trading during that crash in March.
Yeah,
right when the pandemic happened, or the Rona happened,
But yeah, so we started off. So I don't know. We were completely blind coming in. Obviously, I have a degree in finance, but they don't teach you like what the market, like how to trade in the market, or tell you like things about why stocks move in a certain way. Like I understand why they do those things, but I had no technical analysis experience or any fundamental analysis experience. I mean, we did do some due diligence on companies and stuff, but it wasn't for the market and stuff. So
I mean, anybody who knows.
I was green. I had no idea.
So anybody who knows the market knows there's so many components that go into it.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta watch the news. You gotta know what company earnings are. You have to watch how the whole market's doing to know how the stocks are gonna do. And now we're speaking specifically to the option market, because that's where we really invested heavily in the option market.
Yeah, actually, before that though, personally for me, I was just primarily messing around with stocks because I'm very risk averse, so I don't like a lot of risk. Yeah. So initially, when I started off, I was just messing around with purely stocks. So I just buy a stock and just hold it and wait for it to grow. And then this whole options trading got very popularized, and Forex too was also very popular at the time.
And I think what really engineered it is TikTok.
Yeah, with all this social media and everything.
If you're on TikTok, you've definitely seen something about the stock market somehow, some way. I don't know how the algorithm works for you, but for us, all we were seeing is the stock market on TikTok, and it got really toxic, to be honest with you. But
early in but we got real lucky because we got in right at the right time. So it was right when the market had crashed in early 2020, and then it started picking up, it was great. Trading was great when we started off. We didn't have an idea. I didn't have an idea what the heck I was doing. I was just buying stuff that I thought looked good.
Because everything was on discount.
Yeah, and initially I had this strategy to have a 80% of my funds in stocks, and then just mess around around 20% in options. But I don't know, but the psychology of trading stocks, there's a lot of psychology that goes into it, and you get sucked into this stuff. And I'm sure maybe some of you guys have experienced that.
Yeah, I mean, for the people who don't know what options are, it's kind of complicated to explain to you, but what you're doing is you're buying into a stock hoping that it will go up. So let's say you have a option that's going to expire in like a month. So you could buy that option hoping that the company, where the price of the company that it is right now, is going to go up in a month. And you make the gains by the company going up. So you're betting on it going up. And there's also, you can bet on it going down. Which, yeah, but with stocks, if you buy a stock, you can just hold it and it'll never expire. But with options, you're buying time and decay.
Right. Yeah. So that's the key difference between like a purely stock. So a stock you can have it, even if let's say you buy Apple at $100 and Apple goes to $90, you can still hold that stock and still keep your money in there, and it could potentially go back to 100 or even 110 over time. But with a call option, if you say you buy a call option saying I think Apple will be trading at 110 in the next month. If it doesn't do that, you lose all your money.
Yep.
So that's the key difference.
That's the biggest risk.
Options.
I mean, if you're right, you'll get a lot of money. But if you're wrong, you're gonna lose a lot of money. You're gonna lose everything, honestly. But with stocks, it's way safer because you can just keep the stock because there's no due date for it. But yeah, it's quite that's why technical analysis comes into play. Because you see these people reading charts, talking about momentum. That's where like day trading and like options trading really comes in. Because you got to really know how to read the graphs and see like 5-year outlook, 1 week outlook, and all that.
Yeah. So, but essentially, in our journey personally, because we were kind of training at the same time.
Yeah.
But from March to August-ish, things were great. Because it was right when the market had crashed and all the stocks went down, and now things just started climbing slowly as people started accepting the coronavirus, and certain stocks started doing better than others. Like tech did really well because people were at home, but that period we were doing great. And then the market started correcting when there were news that maybe Corona might be going away.
Yeah.
So those kind of news started throwing off the market, and a lot of people who didn't know what they were doing. Personally, I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Yeah, we did not know what we were doing. We joined the market perfectly at the right time because everything was down.
Right.
Every single stock was down. So what we were doing is just seeing where the stock was before the crash and being like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to go up if it was that high. But once the Rona started falling back and we started having vaccines and then people were starting to get back to normal life and all the stocks are already up, now that's where it gets difficult because now you got to use technical analysis to actually know when they're going to go up or down.
Yeah. So and what the number one lesson I've learned, honestly, for me, it's like the investing game is like gambling, pretty much.
It is.
Especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's literally gambling. And your likelihood of winning in a gambling game are very low when it comes to the stock market.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people lose money, is because that's essentially what we were doing, is pretty much gambling, because we were putting money in a company, but we have no idea why we think it's gonna go up.
Yeah.
Or if you ask me,
we never did the due diligence to do the research.
Right.
Know what their financials are,
Right.
where they've been, what they're doing. We were just investing because we seen it down, and we are just saying, yeah, it's gonna go up, obviously.
Yeah.
But
So I'm gonna tell you a personal story of mine. So at the time, I had some money I was saving up.
the big bucks.
Yeah, so
Big rich.
so I started making some good money. I was like, man, I want to put in more money because hey, this is working great, right? So imagine from March to August, I've accumulated a little bit of money, and at the time, I was saving up to to get the crib where we're at.
Yeah.
So I had this money for a down payment for a house. So I was like, hey man, you know what?
Fuck.
Let me put it in there and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
So we're dealing a lot of cash at this point, and the way I was primarily using Robinhood, and Robinhood has this restriction that you have to have $25,000 to be able to day trade. Not day trade, but trade freely every day.
Yeah.
If you don't have 25,000, they restrict you in the amount of trades you can make in a day.
And speaking about Robinhood, do not use Robinhood. It's literally gambling. We came to realize this all after, but I think you've seen the allegations out there. There's a lot of lawsuits on the Robinhood because
I don't know. I wouldn't tell people don't use it, but I would say be very careful. The one thing about Robinhood, the system is very simple, and that's one of its greatest strengths. It's very simple, and if you use it the right way, you can actually make money. However, it's very difficult to make money if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
What I would say, to his point, I will say, don't use Robinhood if you don't know what you're doing. That's what I would say. However, the software is very, very simple, and you can still use it if you do it the right way.
But what's deceiving about Robinhood? They make it so easy. You think you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
They literally make it so easy. But even the system, because I'm using Weibo, not that much, but Weibo is a lot more complicated. But Robinhood is the easiest app to use for stocks.
Yeah, so be very careful using Robinhood, especially even once you learn how they get their data and how they market you. So when you get on Robinhood, you see like the top movers a lot, and they kind of do that to kind of make people invest in those stocks. So be very careful when you're using Robinhood. It's a great platform, however, be very cautious.
Yeah, but continue with your story. Though.
Yeah, but so we making money, we balling, you know, we eating good, you know. I'm like, man, I'm finna be a millionaire pretty soon, right? I'm like, man, this is good. I'm finna quit my job, right? I'm like, woof, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we're trading, and then it gets to a point, and mind you, I think I put in, so I think at some point I put in 25 grand, and I grew that to $40,000. I was like, man, I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
You cannot get that type of return anywhere else, man.
I was like, woo, 25 grand to 40 grand? Mind you, that's a lot of money. I remember it took me so long to even get that 25 grand. I had been saving up for so long.
Right.
And then the market started correcting around August, and boom. I just started making the wrong, it just seemed like I was making the wrong trades one after another.
Yep.
But moral of the story, I even had screenshots of it. I just lost my phone, but I had screenshots of my worst day. I lost $15,000 in one day. When I tell you, I was depressed.
That hurts, man.
I don't even like talking about it because I lost a lot of money, and it was literally because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And that's a lot of people. If you don't know what you're doing, and so the other number 2 lesson, it's a psychology game and it's gambling. The next lesson I learned is if you have a full-time job and you're not able to dedicate a lot of time in doing your due diligence in stocks, don't do it. Because this is what happened. I was so focused in the stock market, and I was working from home at the time, that literally almost every 5 minutes I was checking my phone. It was taken away from my work.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah,
of some sort.
I wouldn't even pay attention to my actual job that pays me just to trade in this market, and I started losing all this money.
Yeah.
Because I was day trading. So that's the number 2 lesson I can say. If you have a full-time job and you're not able to invest a lot of time in investigating the companies you're investing in, don't day trade. Oh, you can invest in stocks and hold it long term, but day trading is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, I remember, man. I used to get up at 6 just to go in the market, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm on my phone. I'm in bed looking at my phone at 6 a.m. just to see how the market's going to do.
It is very psychologically draining.
Man.
Yeah, you're always, because it's like your emotions are based on how the market is. So when the market is down, you're super sad. You're not even happy. When the market is up, you're a little happy. But rarely is it that you're winning, right? Because that's the way the system is designed. Because if everybody was winning, then this system wouldn't even exist. It thrives on people losing money, and that's how all these corporate investors make money. And you guys are familiar with the GameStop frenzy that just happened. So, but that's how they make money. But that was the other.
For me, I got lucky. I got really lucky. I didn't get out that market in the negatives. I mean, I made some pretty good gains, right? So I think I put in maybe $1,500 to start with. Maybe 2,000. I put in 2,000 to start with. I was specifically trading options at the time, and I think I made around $8K from it.
That boy was balling. He was talking about getting a Beamer. I'm like, God damn, let me in on that.
Nah, I really got lucky, and then once I realized it's not really a profitable game. And once the market started correcting and I seen how hard it was to trade, because I started losing money every day. I'm like, whoa, why are we not going up? Why are we not going up? Why are you not doing what we were doing 2 months ago? And then I realized the market is really rigged. And if you don't pay attention to it and know everything, the ins and outs of the market, you're going to really lose your money. So I got out right on time, and And from there, I was like,
Yeah.
I just invest in stocks, right?
And I feel
Stocks
like
are more safe.
our message is not saying just because we don't know what we're doing, don't do it.
Yeah.
We're saying if you're gonna do it, know what you're doing, learn about it, do your due diligence, know, like, read charts, be able to read charts. Don't just invest in something because you heard somebody did it and it's gonna work. Don't do that.
Especially, I noticed that I was doing that on TikTok, because TikTok, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of noise. People are saying, buy this stock, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go up. I found myself going from TikTok and going to Robinhood and buying stocks that I don't know what I'm buying. And then I lose, but the person that is actually telling you that on TikTok, they probably bought it way before that stock popped. But I'm buying it at the top, and then it just goes down. But do your due diligence before you buy a stock. Know what the company is, know their financials, and know
honestly,
how to reach
I would say for the average person, stay away from options.
Yeah.
What we've come to realize, you make a lot more money investing long term.
Yeah.
Right? You can even buy options or maybe a year or two out because your risk is a lot less, right? But if you're day trading, just don't do it. Especially if you have a full-time job, don't do it because it's gonna take away from your actual job. And then the stress that comes with it, and you're probably gonna lose money. And I'm sure a lot of you that have messed around the market know exactly what we're talking about. If you're gonna do it long term. Buy stocks, hold them for a long time, or buy options or really, really far out, like a year or two.
Yeah.
That's really the lesson.
Honestly, the safest option.
I almost didn't buy a house because of the stock market, because of the stupid decisions I made.
Yeah.
And I had to, it was a learning process, right? I paid my price in learning these lessons, and we're making this video to ensure that you don't make the same mistakes that we did.
Yeah,
right? We learned the hard
us.
way. And I'm telling you, the stories we're telling you, we've heard it from almost everybody we talk to, right? Mm-hmm. It's the price you pay. But even then, if you lose money, you have to make sure that you learn. What I see a lot of people do is you lose money, then you keep doing the same thing you were doing before without any knowledge.
Because they do say 90% of like day traders are not successful.
Right, and it might be a stat that maybe you're like, yeah, that's probably to discourage people. But in reality, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to read your chart or do fundamental analysis, like do your due diligence on a company, understand financial statements, right? I worked in banking, right? So that's exactly what I should have been doing on these companies, but I didn't have the time because my job was very, very demanding. And I didn't have the time to go look at a financial statement, look at what a company is making profits, what are some of their strengths, what are some of their competitors, all of that stuff matters when it comes to investing.
Yeah, and I think the difference with me and you when we were trading, I had more time.
Right.
I didn't have a job at the time, so all I was doing, I was in the market the whole time when he was like working, because it was a pandemic. Everybody was home doing nothing. There's nothing open. Yeah, what else can you do? So we were all at home, but I had more time in the market than you. But
yeah, if you have what I've learned from the market, if you have a full-time job, don't day trade. Do long-term investing, don't day trade. Trust me, I learned the hard way because it took away a lot from my job. I wasn't even performing as I should have. I was always looking at my phone, always stressed out, looking at all this capital going down. I almost didn't purchase a house because of that. So I really learned the hard way, and I hope this kind of encourages somebody to continue with the market and learning.
And no, the market's great. It's really great. I mean, it's one of the top assets to have to actually get rich.
Right.
But you gotta know how to invest.
Right.
You can't go in there blindly.
Educate yourself.
Yeah.
Don't think you can make money easy. If you lose money, don't do the same thing you did, because I see that happen so many times. If you did something and it caused you to lose money, don't do it again. And I kept doing that. And the thing that you have to remember, short-term investing is like gambling. You cannot time the market, no matter what you want.
It's really addicting.
Yep.
It is gambling. People have said it is gambling. Like some of the most successful people have said it is gambling. So if you don't have the time to invest into all that goes into it, just buy a stock.
Yeah, buy a stock.
Hold it for 10 years or 15 years.
Yep. And the thing with investing is what you want to do. Don't think of it as like you're putting in money in a company and then let it grow. This is the way I would view investing. investing should be something you're doing consistently, whether the market is up or down, right? So you should be putting money away. I would even say almost every month. Decide, I'm gonna put money away into the stock market, maybe $200 or $300 every month consistently.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the market is up or down. Just keep doing that, and it's been shown that that's really one of the best ways you can build a lot of wealth over time. This stuff does not happen overnight.
Yeah, and I don't know what other platforms people use like worldwide, but here in America is Robinhood, Webull. But do some research. I'm pretty sure there's other.
Yeah, there's also
platforms.
Tastyworks. That's also another good one.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of products. We talked about call options. There's like spreads. There's condors. There's a lot of tools or investments
Also,
you can use.
put options.
And it gets very, very complicated. And if you don't understand it,
It's a
don't
lot.
do it.
It's a lot that goes into it.
Don't do it.
If you don't
right?
have the time, don't do it.
Don't do it.
But
That's
yeah, if you have any stories about it, yeah, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and if you need any advice or tips, yeah, let us know. Let us know your story below. Are you making money? Are you successful with it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some people who are
Yeah,
successful.
I'm sure
so,
there's
hey,
people who are successful
if you
with
got
it.
some
but
help, some advice.
We
tell us,
learned
too.
lessons the hard way, and now we feel a lot more comfortable with the market. However, we're not into the delusion that we can make money quick, right?
Yeah.
That's what
That's
you.
what gets a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us what you think. If you want more episodes like this,
Yeah.
educational, whatever. Tell us
Absolutely.
what
Yeah.
you-
If you want to learn how we went through like the house purchasing process, yeah, let us know. We got a lot of things we can talk about here. So I'm trained in finance, so I kind of know things here and there. So always ask questions or any videos you want to see. So hey,
Hey, see you on the next
see
one.
you on the next one.
Peace.